This video is going to walk you through the steps of using Snap and Read on your school computer. The first thing you're going to need to do is log into Snap and Read. You'll look at the crosshairs at the top for the extension. You'll click on the extension and then turn it on. You'll see this bullseye now turns blue. You might be prompted to sign in. If that's the case, your bullseye is going to look like this with a red target. You'll click the bullseye, choose sign in, and then use your Albemarle account by clicking sign in with Google and your Albemarle email address. You'll notice when this happens, the bullseye will turn blue and the menu will pop up on the right hand side. We'll go through the different items on the menu. The first one is the speak button. I can click that. You'll see it turns a bluish color, and on my mouse you'll see there's a little speaker next to the cursor. I can put this wherever I want and it'll start speaking.
One of the 13 original colonies, Virginia was the first part of the country permanently settled by the English, who established Jamestown on.
All you need to do is click the mouse button and it'll stop reading. As you can see, it's still highlighted. So if I wanted to start again, I could.
Located across the Potomac River from Washington, D.C. In addition to 8 presidents, famous Virginians include singer Ella Fitzgerald, tennis star Arthur Ashe.
And then I'll click again to turn it off. So that's an easy way to use the speak button. The second button on the right hand side, if I turn off speak, so the second thing below is the screenshot reader. This is good not just for on websites like this, but also when you have images. It looks for letters and words and puts that together. I'm going to use it here on the document. I'll click the button. You'll see the crosshairs appear. I'll find what I want to highlight, and then I let go. It might think a minute before it starts.
June 25, 1788. Re.
So you'll see it only reads what I've highlighted. I'll go ahead and hit the X to close that. So the next thing on here is the simplify vocabulary. So maybe what you're reading, you're not understanding all the words. So what you can do is click this button. It'll take what's on the page after it thinks for a minute and simplifies the words. So you'll see anything that's italicized is a word that's been simplified. So if I'm hovering over top of colonies, I can click it and you'll say another word for colonies is groups of people or other living things. I can click that again. It'll go to Spanish and then back to colonies. So if I come down and look for another italicized word, I can see especially another word if I see that in Spanish, or particularly is another word that is similar to that. And once again, I click it again and it goes back to especially. So these are all ways that you can help learn words that you might not understand, but it'll give you a synonym or a word that's similar to it as well. The next thing we're going to be looking at is we're going to click that off. And the next one's the translate button. And we can set up the translate in the options, which I'll show you in a minute. In order to use the translate, we click the translate button. And as you see, it turns blue. So I'm going to start it just like I would with speak up at the top. I'll highlight it and let go. And now you see it's translated that into Spanish. So I can do the same thing down here at the bottom. Highlight it and let go. And it changes that into Spanish. This can be you can translate your documents into numerous languages. I can show you how to do that shortly. I'm going to turn off the translate button now by clicking. On here, the color overlay allows you to take lines one at a time. So I click the color overlay, and as you see, it highlights the paragraph, but then I can follow along by moving my cursor down. I can also use the speak function with this. So I'll hit speech, I'll come to the side, click it at the beginning.
One of the 13 original colonies, Virginia was the first part of the country permanently settled by the English, who established Jamestown on the banks of the James River in 1607.
So as you can see, it read it, and I could follow along with my cursor through the lines. You have to move your cursor in order to highlight the lines as it goes. It's a good way for you to be able to follow along with the reading. I'm going to go turn off those two items. The last thing on here I think is really important. It's outlines. So it allows you to capture text from different websites and it automatically cites them for you. So if I click down here on the bottom where it says show outlines, you'll see it pops up on the side. I can click the plus sign to develop a new outline. And so for this, if I wanted information here, I could highlight the information, click the link down here at the bottom, capture text, and as you see, it captures the text I highlighted and then gives you the citation at the bottom. So if you're somewhere else and can't remember where you found it, all you have to do is click on the link. It'll take you right back to this page. It's a great option for doing research if you're doing a research paper or maybe a project. If I click sources on the right hand side, that same thing I just looked at is automatically cited in either MLA or APA. Most teachers at the high school use MLA. So your citation is already done for you. Those are some of the easiest steps on being able to use Snap and Read on your computer in Google Chrome. To set up your options for Snap and Read, if you hover over the bullseye, click it, and then choose Options. Here is where you can choose your translation, the translation voice, the voice you hear, the volume, speed, and pitch. So if you're one that needs it read a little slower, you can move your speed down, or if you wanted to read a little faster, you can increase your speed. Over here on the translate side, I can click translate and you will see all of the languages that are supported with Snap and Read. The last thing to show you, you can see the dictionaries turned on, and if you double click, it'll go to the definition. So I'm going to go back and show you this in action. So same thing if I double click authors. So it says an author, one who writes professionally, and it gives you some images that you might be able to use. If you need more definitions, you can click the down arrow and it gives you different definitions. So it might be a noun or a verb to author something. These are all items that you can use with Snap and Read to help make it easier for either read aloud or to make your life easier doing research.